Mind Heritage Empowering Mind.
One of the times when I felt fear was first time going to secondary school, whereby you just get introduced to some bad things that you can't fight, like smoking, drug, which are really bad, but once you get addicted, you can't just get away from them. Also, being bullied, because man, look at me. I'm not
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah, so that's one of the times and why I felt fear.
Do you know fear is an illusion? There are two types of fears that we are born with, biological. Two. If you have played with kids, you can testify. The fear to fall and the fear of loud noise. If I come behind Matthew and I scream, Matthew will jump through the door and run away, right? If Matthew is walking and he skips one step, if we test his heartbeat, it will be pumping more than 100 per minute, right? Do you know a baby or a young child will go and want to hold a snake? Because they do not know. But probably because experience and nature has showed you that snakes are dangerous, you fear them. Give me the snakes that don't bite. But generally, you fear snakes. Even when they bring that plastic snake and throw it, you will scream, right? Fear of the dark. Why do you fear the dark? Maybe the horror movies you've watched. Maybe stories that you've heard. So literally meaning that the fears we have, we either learn them, they come through stories, they come through habituality, out of experience. But the good news is that anything out of that two that you've learned, you can unlearn. Now, if you're told that there are snakes that don't bite, and you get to know what kind of snakes that don't bite and what color they are, tomorrow when you see that green snake, you'll be like, it's okay, this one doesn't bite, right? Then when you see the cobra, you're like, this one. Now, you're scared of the dark, and maybe you sit in the dark with somebody and they tell you there's nothing dangerous in the dark. You get to know it. You unlearn it. So the fears we have, majority of them are the fears that we have learned. Now, the challenge we have is we have to go backwards and ask ourselves, what do I fear? And we talked about it, self-reflection, self-evaluation, self-awareness, self-knowledge. You question the ideals, you question what you know, you question everything so that you can understand what is, right? So fear, by the time you think about fear and you're like, public speaking, now you start asking yourself, why do I fear public speak? One, because maybe I don't have the knowledge. Two, I don't have the skills. Three, I don't know the people. Let me tell you, every one of us has, they call it, when you get to that podium, I'm forgetting the name, but every one of us goes through that. Stage 5, right? But the question is, how do we manage? You've had people start with stories. They start with questions. They start with a riddle. Or they are like, okay guys, let's do up something. What are they doing? They're building their confidence because they know they can't just go on stage and start speaking. So the more you try to understand the fear, the more you suppress it. It definitely starts to dissolve and it ceases from being.
Empowering minds.